This build has been made possible with help from the following sponsors: PC Case Gear, Thermaltake, FSP, and Apacer. Links to their websites and Facebook pages can be found in the video description. Hey guys, so welcome back to part 2 of my RYZEN build series. So if you caught the first video, which I'll put a link to in the description, probably best to go back and watch that if you want some context. We went through the actual parts that I was going to be using for the build. This part is actually just going to be a bit of a time lapse and a build process and a look at the finished system physically. And then part 3 will be the performance, but that'll be next week. So strap in, we'll take a bit of a look at how the build went down, and I'll talk about it at the end with some thoughts and what I may or may not have changed. So let's get into it.
This is a Chucky Beat production. This is a Chucky Beat production. This is a Chucky Beat production. This is a Chucky Beat production.
So there it is, guys, that's the completed build. What do you think? I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I was actually really impressed with the Enthoo ATX, the Enthoo Evolve case. Incredibly well built case, all steel, very solid, and I actually love the way it ended up looking. It looks very, very AMD with this, very red and black theme throughout. I think it looks great. A couple of things that didn't quite go to plan and I had to change, some of you may have noticed as we went through that B-roll there. The first thing is I was planning to have a set of Thermaltake Ring Plus 12s in, the new RGB fans that Thermaltake have released, and they were in there. I had to take them out and swap them for another set of rings that had just red rings, the previous version. The reason I had to take them out was, for some reason, I could not get the Ring Plus software to work on this Ryzen system, and I don't know why. It just wouldn't, it would install fine, but then wouldn't run, no matter what I tried. I even did a completely clean install of Windows, and that still didn't help. I don't know what was causing it. Maybe there's some incompatibility with that software and the Ryzen platform. I don't know, even though it's running Windows. So that kind of perplexed me a little bit. I couldn't find anything online. I couldn't find anyone else with that issue. Is anybody watching maybe running a Ryzen based system with the Ring Plus software? Is it working for you? Let me know. The other thing is, I was planning to have the radiator mounted in the front of the case, which is kind of a very natural placement for it in this particular case. But when I mounted it there was some pretty serious pressure on the block and the tubing linking across, and I was very uneasy with that. I had to hold the block down a lot, and like I said, it didn't make me feel very comfortable with the amount of pressure that was on the lines and the joints just going into the block. So I moved it to be a top mount radiator, and that worked out fine, ended up looking great. But as far as the rest of the build goes, all went to plan, just had to make those couple of changes on the fly. But all in all, I think it ended up looking really, really good. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And make sure that you stay tuned next week for the performance figures of the system. That's going to be the most interesting, to see how it actually turned out and how it performs at the end of the day. I'd be interested to know if anyone out there is running a RYZEN system similarly spec'd, and if you're happy with it. And if you haven't already, subscribe please, and I'll catch you on the next video where we'll see how it performs.